This is Fred Ricciani of TSC News here to quickly recap UFC 189 McGregor versus Mendes. And this, I swear to you, was one of the greatest UFC events, pay-per-view, free TV, whatever, of all time. And it was capped off with the crowning of a superstar. A guy who already had talked all the fans into the building, who talked a ton of fans into buying this pay-per-view without ever headlining a pay-per-view. And there are a lot of questions. Can Conor McGregor adjust to Chad Mendes? Can Conor McGregor beat a wrestler? Can Conor McGregor back up the trash talk? And by God, somehow, some way, this dude did it. And you know what the funny thing is? He didn't get taken down multiple times. I think 4 times to be exact. Maybe even 5. Almost got finished. Chad Mendes going for the neck. Going for the neck. Trying to roll through maybe into an anaconda choke. Conor escapes. Back on his feet after being on his ass, on his back for a majority of the round. And he started pounding. And pounding. And pound on Mendes. And Mendes was just spent. A right, a left. Mendes was down. And just as the round was ending, it was all over. Conor McGregor, your new interim UFC featherweight champion. And I know what some people will say. I mean, I'm reading the comments right here. Let me read some of these comments for you. Oh, it's a fake belt. Oh, you got taken down. Oh, blah, 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 blah. They just created this belt out of thin air. Jose Aldo's the real champion. Jose Aldo is the real champion. But do you know who talked all those people into the building tonight? Not Jose Aldo. Do you know who probably is going to draw the biggest buy rate in recent UFC history? Not Jose, well, maybe Jose Aldo, but mostly Conor McGregor. This was the Conor McGregor show, and Conor McGregor delivered. I don't necessarily agree with his fighting style in this fight, but it worked. I mean, it worked. A lot of kicks. Was very prone to takedowns. Got taken down. Was talking junk throughout the fight. Was talking junk in the stare down. Was talking junk when he was on the ground. He was telling Herb Dean that, oh, he's not doing anything. While he's getting busted open with elbows by Mendes, it was just, this guy's a crazy man. This is like an Irish Nick Diaz. Crazy. Just keeps talking and talking and talking. I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy's going to end up like Anderson Silva against Chris Weidman, or, one of these other guys that talk a lot of junk, or that dude that fought Shinya Aoki once and said, hello, Japan, only get choked out. No. This dude this guy was a performer. This guy was a pro wrestler. This guy was like Ric Flair, just somehow pulling out the victory when it looked like the odds were against him. Just tremendous. I mean, this whole pay-per-view was tremendous. This main card, all finishes. An all-time great pay-per-view. But as far as the main event goes, round number 2, Conor McGregor, via TKO, wins the UFC Interim Featherweight Championship. Great presentation. Chad Mendes came out to a song performed by Aaron Lewis of Stained. Sinead O'Connor singing Conor McGregor's theme. Both entrances were slow songs. But it just set the mood. It set the tone. It felt epic. It felt like a war was about to go down. And my God, in some ways it was a war. And afterwards, when Conor won, the showmanship, it went away for just a couple minutes. And this kid from Ireland who used to be a plumber, who came from a working class family, got his knees, started breaking down, crying, burying his head in the Irish flag. Parents coming in, girlfriend coming in, sister embracing him. Chad Mendes, middle of the octagon, hugging Conor. Both guys just went through a war. I mean, this was everything beautiful about sports, especially mixed martial arts. And honestly, no matter what happens against Aldo, I feel like right now, today, July 11th, technically July 12th, 2015, a star is born. A star, a legitimate, honest-to-God star has been born. And as long as this guy wins more often than he loses the rest of his career, forget about it. I'm not saying he's untouchable, he's unbreakable, but he's sure as hell damn close to bulletproof with the kind of support he got from the fans tonight. Just incredible. So, did the main event live up to the hype? Oh, hell yeah. And speaking of main events, the co-main event was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, but also one of the most violent, to the point I've covered a lot of fights live, on TV, whatever, but this was so violent, I was uncomfortable. Okay, I was uncomfortable. Well, it wasn't even like, okay, should somebody stop this fight? One guy's taking too much damage. Both Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler were practically killing each other to either retain the welterweight title or win the welterweight title. Both guys. I mean, round one, nothing happened. Round one sucked. It was very reminiscent of their first fight, which wasn't very good except the last round. Second fight, Lawler starts pouring it on McDonald. Bloody face and all, nose perhaps broken. Round three, McDonald getting the advantage. Round four, it was going back and forth. I mean, it was pretty brutal. And then, I'm looking at an animated GIF of this right now. It's so brutal. Round number 5. Oh, my God. Robbie Lawler somehow got a second wind or a fifth wind and punched Rory square in his probably already broken nose. That thing shattered. He paused for a second, was in so much pain, covered his face, and just collapsed. And it was over. And Robbie Lawler, just like that, retained the welterweight championship. I know McDonald has already lost twice to Robbie Lawler. But my God, both fights have been close. And in the case of this fight, I mean, I'm not saying do an immediate rematch, but if there was ever a case for a guy that's lost twice to a champion to fight him again, it'd be this fight. I mean, man, or it'd be after his fight. Just, man, Robbie Lawler had a Joker smile. His lip was split like this. It was horrifying. McDonald's face was bloody. His eyes were sunken. It looked like he had no eyes. For any Game of Thrones fans in that final in one of those scenes with Arya, where she killed that guy and ripped his eyes out, it looked like that. It was brutal. I couldn't even see his eyes. Just insane. Some people were saying, oh, well, Rory had a chance to finish. He slowed down. He had a chance to finish. He slowed down. Try taking those kind of shots from Robbie Lawler. The fact that he took those kind of shots and survived up to round number 5 is incredible. So, what can I say about this fight? Robbie Lawler's amazing and has had one of the most unbelievable career resurgences I've ever seen in all of sports, not just MMA. Very similar to Rafael Dos Anjos, who's the current lightweight champion. And Rory McDonald, if there was ever a fight where you lose, but you make yourself a bigger star than when you came in, it is this fight. There is absolutely, positively, no shame whatsoever in losing a fight like that. No shame whatsoever. Props to both men. They literally and figuratively left it all in the cage. Just unbelievable. And speaking of unbelievable, we got not one, but 2 flying knee knockouts. Yes, 2 on pay-per-view. We had Jeremy Stephens go to war with Dennis Bermudez. Beat him via TKO, flying knee, and punches. 32 seconds, round number 3. This was a great fight that went back and forth. Both guys were in danger of being finished, but Jeremy Stephens, the savvy UFC veteran, who, oh, by the way, came in about 4 pounds overweight, got the win. So I guess that helps him out now that he's going to have to give 20% of his purse to Bermudez. And Gunnar Nelson rear naked choked Brandon Thatch in the very first round. And the second flying knee, which was actually the first flying knee of the night, at least to the best of my knowledge. Yeah, actually the first flying knee. It was that finished, I should say. Thomas Almeida beat Brad Pickett, 29 seconds, round number 2. Just a one-knee knockout. It was crazy. Hit him in the face with the knee, walked away. It was done. And Brad Pickett had his moments. Okay, a lot of people thought Brad Pickett was just going to be absolutely waxed in this fight. And at the end, of course, that knee did kill him. But he held his own until that devastating shot. And so from top to bottom of the main card, you know, people are talking about UFC 100. This is not as big as UFC 100. Perhaps in Ireland and Europe, yeah. But I mean, overall, I mean, it's not UFC 100. It is not. I'm sorry, it's not. But is it UFC 100-esque? Does it belong in the conversation? Maybe not so much in pay-per-view buys in terms of hype and action and delivering and the aura of this card. Yeah, I think it certainly belongs in that conversation. The production was very well improved. The graphics, it's funny, one of my buddies, Kevin Marshall, says it kind of reminded him of logging on to Xbox Live. I'd say it's kind of similar to that. I mean, the graphics presentation was really nice. They finally changed the opening theme song. It's technically still Face the Pain, but they remixed it so it sounds a hell of a lot more modern. It doesn't sound like something you hear at a 2005 Papa Roach concert, so that's certainly an upgrade as well. The Reebok gear, nothing special about it, in my opinion. The cage, full of a ton of logos, which are UFC logos. Interesting, too, just to show the amount of support Conor McGregor got from the UFC brass. He not only had Reebok shorts, but he had a Monster logo on them. So Monster even sponsored him, and Reebok apparently allowed that, as did the UFC. So, hey, he's the golden boy, and he certainly delivered. As far as the prelims go, man, I was kind of bored by the prelims. Except for the Matt Brown fight. Matt Brown beat Tim Means 4:44, round number 1 via guillotine choke. Matt the Immortal Brown always delivers in a win or a loss. As far as the other fights, Alex Garcia beat Mike Swick in a fight that was kind of sad via unanimous decision. Poor Mike Swick. Dude's had stomach ailments for years and years that have just derailed his career. I know he owns a fight camp in Thailand. He's still affiliated with AKA. Yeah, it's a shame this dude had his career derailed by stomach ailments and having to change his diet and everything. But hey, it is what it is. You know what? At least he went to decision. At least he didn't get beaten last time and demolished like he did against Matt Brown almost 3 years ago. But props to Alex Garcia. We had John Howard beat Cathal Pendred. This fight sucked. He won via split decision. Everybody's like, oh, Pendred's won like 4 straight fights. And they all sucked. So I'm glad that hype train or hype wagon or hype unicycle is derailed. I'm tired of that. Cody Garbrandt beat Henry Briones via unanimous decision. That was actually a pretty good televised prelim. I missed the fight past prelims. I heard the Neil Siri, Luis Smolka fight was decent. Smolka beat Siri. And Cody Pfister beat Yosdenis Sedano via decision as well. A lot of decisions. You know, it's becoming a bit of a decision fest until the Matt Brown fight. And then, 6 straight finishes, 5 straight in the main card. An all-time great card. If you missed this show, you absolutely missed out. And normally, I would say, ordering a replay in 2015 of a pay-per-view, don't bother. But no, this was absolutely worth it. And you could actually get it for $45 if you're a PlayStation Plus member on PSN. So you might want to look into doing that if you don't feel like paying $60 or $70 on cable. Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. But folks, now we look forward to Aldo versus McGregor. Not a fan of Dana White dissing Aldo, saying he had a bruised rib. I'm pretty sure a dude that was set to get paid $4 million, okay, would not pull out of a fight if he could actually fight. Now, there might be some truth to the rumors that he didn't feel like he could make weight, and then that'd be a disaster, yeah. But you know what? There was a precedent set as well, which is Bellator had a champion recently miss weight, and the catch was that if he lost, he would lose the title, and even if he won, he'd have to vacate the title. So they could have done the same thing with Aldo as well, but hey, it is what it is. This is a great event. Conor McGregor, the golden boy, he delivered in spades. And next month, we got Ronda Rousey taking on Betch Correia, which should be another, no offense to Betch, easy win for Ronda. I mean, maybe not 14 seconds. She said she wants to make this chick suffer a little longer for beating her teammates. So, all right, probably 2 minutes. Probably 2 minutes. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. We'll see. But, folks, I want to hear from you. What did you think about UFC 189? What do you think about Conor McGregor taking on Jose Aldo? Did y'all see Frankie Edgar approach McGregor outside the cage? Would you like to see that fight down the road? Also, bonus question. What do you guys think is going to go down with Ronda Rousey, Betch Correia? What do you think is going to go down the rest of International Fight Week? We still got, who do we have? We have Wonderboy Thompson taking on Jake Ellenberger. I know we had Invicta before with Cyborg. There's been so many fights, so much stuff going on this whole fight week. The UFC absolutely delivered. They did their thing. Whew. Can't wait till UFC 200 next year. Can't wait till Aldo versus McGregor later this year. But let me know. Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video update, please click the like button. Please share this with all your friends. Please spread the good word. And please do not forget to subscribe for more exclusive MMA updates, sports updates, video game reviews, and in-depth interviews with all your favorite stars, including Rich Franklin, the Shamrocks, Chael Sonnen, Basru, and the new UFC Hall of Famer, congrats to him, and many, many more. Whew. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the fights.